Tr1nit3 presents Everything Hip Hop Review Show with sound right reasoning.
So yeah, with no further ado,
let's get into the Pirates G.
Hidden Treasures, man. Album came out last week, and you know, big album. It got a dope reception, and yeah, man. Let's hit it off.
Yeah, man. Yeah, let me set through straight where I would say, boy, this EP here, this album here, Hidden Treasures by Knowledge Pirate. You know, it's hard, brother. It's better than the last tape, and he's just getting better and better. I liked everything on here, but I could pick out a few tracks that stood out to me for sure. One of my tracks that I definitely was into off of the bat, because he had a video too and everything to go with through, which was the First Amongst Equals. He got a video out and that, and boy, what can I say? 10 on the video, 10 on the production. Lyrics was dope, you understand? He had a line in there that I wanna quote, which was, you know, he had many lines in there that was dope, but if I could quote one that stuck out to me on the memes, like, yeah, where he said we got them DMXs and some Rough Riders, yeah. The way he flipped it, like, we got the DMXs, the clothes, with a bunch of Rough Riders, and it was just a flip off. Next name and Rough Riders. That was one tune.
Yeah, I thought that flip was bad still. You got the D and the X with some Rough Riders.
Yeah, that was hard. So yeah, that tune I'm giving a 10. Mic wise, bars were dope, and yeah, for a first video, for a first single, and to open up, it was like, I don't know if it's number one, but it definitely, no, it's number 2, track 2. Yeah, and it's opened up the album beautiful, man. That's how I feel about that track.
Definitely, I thought, that definitely opened the album up nicely. You know what I mean? The rhythm was ill, and like we discussed before, is just his swagger on the beat.
Honest. Is the way he's saying it, you understand? The way he's saying things. Yeah.
100%. What about you, Space? What were there any tracks that caught your fancy?
Bloody Steps.
See.
That was track 3. It's got, you know, a grimy Hoodfield track, you know what I mean? A street grimy track, I mean. He was dropping bars like, don't let me pull up in them European machines on your set.
Yeah.
Alright.
He says, I'll pop out, put the infrared beam to his neck, pushing heavy D. He's singing like Keith Sweat.
Yeah.
I remember that back then.
Yeah.
It was dope from that for sure.
Yeah, it was. Like, what?
Yeah.
It's like I had to put a picture to it, so I'm just thinking, he's there with the strap. And my man's singing like Keith Sweat, like, begging for his life. Yeah, that's how you have to visualize.
Yeah. Great.
But
a lot of the bars paint a picture anyway.
Man. Cinematic business still. Like that's how his bars were to me. Like, and I think it's how he sounded just made it even more like visual. Like you can just visualize the whole setting. Like if you was a blind person and you listen to it, you could visualize the scene itself, how it looked. Everything just gave me the feel. Like every track just gave me that feel. You know what I mean?
But he was painting pictures. You could see what the brother was talking.
So my track was track 4, Grenades, featuring Stove God Cooks. You know what I mean? That beat, that was a big rhythm. So even like one of the lines I quoted from him was, and it's how he started it. He was like, "I'm walking on water, jewelry dripping, but I ain't slipping." How he floated with that fright right off the start. Yeah, man. If I could have quoted the whole bar before the chorus, I would have quoted that. But just how he floated on that. I'm walking on water, jewelry dripping, but I ain't slipping. Like, yeah, man, it was dope. It was dope. He had another line in that where he was like, and they victims of the Willie Lynch system. They quick to kill whoever they like him. He don't like him. And it was just like, when he dropped that, it's like, as black people, a lot of us have got this Willie Lynch system going on where
Willie Lynch syndrome, you can say it to say it better. Willie Lynch syndrome.
You know what I mean? Willie Lynch syndrome. That's what I should have said. But it's just like, a man will look at a man and just don't like him without even knowing a man. And that's how a lot of us are looking around, you know what I mean? So knowledge, like you were saying with 5% thing in our conversation, it's like he drops a lot of those little conscious bits in his rhymes, you know what I mean? With the realness.
That was definitely a bar that stood out to me as well. I got the understanding of it. I checked for what he was saying, and it even made me check myself. But sometimes a man act ignorant as well.
No, of course. You know? We all can be, you know what I mean? So it's real like that. You know what I mean? Yeah,
man. My second track was. Did you quote it? Did you want to give it a mark as far as how you felt about it?
Yeah. For me, this whole album is definitely 9.5, 10 for me. I'm just gonna say that off the bat. So every tune is up there for me. Every tune is a 9.5. If you're so sorry, I forgot to quote a little something that Stove God Cook said. And on this tune, his swag level was off the chain. And I don't know, I love his ad libs. His ad libs are all give you that hype feel. You know what I mean? So he said something like,
on the tracks.
If your plug shit fire, why you ain't buy it yet? Big Stove, Pyrex Iron Chef. When he said the swag on how he flipped that and how he said that and all that throughout that whole track, he said something like, when the lick cools, his phone does an electric slide. Like said that, I thought that was dope. Like just the swag on the whole thing was just dope for me. The track was fire for me.
There was a good collaboration as well, you know. As a collabo.
Yeah. Most definitely. Stove God's always cooking, man.
Trust me.
Always cooking.
Trust me.
Salute.
Yeah. So our next track I did like, proper was checking for was Chairman of the Board. I like, you know. That was 100 for me. That could be one of my favorites on there, although I like the whole thing. But Chairman of the Board, he spoke some realness on there. Street episodes, street epidemics, you know. And man, the beat was dope, man. The saxophone, the timing of the saxophone, the way it came in and that whatnot. He said another line in there. He said a line in there that was quite jewel dropping as well, where who's that riding on that horse? This ain't Django. Sliding in the porch, letting that thing go. I mean, but I got that though, because I was like, this is the new age days. Yeah, we riding on horses, but it's a different type of horse. The horse. But yeah, we letting that thing go. So it was a flip. It was a nice metaphor flip, saying, look, the old and the new. We still what we are then, Django in the place up, because if you know how that film ends, it's subliminal. And I just like that flip, man. It was a conscious flip to flip, you know, it was sensible, it was clever and witty and whatnot. You get me? With an actual gem upon it. So I rate the way he flips things like that. I did like that one. Chairman on the Board, big track, 10.
Yeah.
Hold tight the producer elements, man. He held down this whole thing, man. And you know, not like I ain't ever heard of him before, but to see that he constructed most of this as far as production wise, man, that producer there, hold tight you as well, 10 elements, man, because the production, the skills, the diversity from how he made most of it. Other than him rock Marciano, you know, but yeah, man, big track for me. Moving on. Face. You check any track there, second track you did like on there?
Oh yeah, another track I was feeling was track 8, Daddy Yankee.
Yes.
I was with the track with Rome Streets.
Rome Streets,
Marcio produced the whole thing.